Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on plyometric training for combat sports. This is a webinar. This will be free and accessible to everyone, and of course, this will be part of a broader topic. Okay, we are going to touch upon plyometric training and going into depth really, and how to get your athletes, if you're a coach, if you're a technical coach, how to uh, train by yourself if you're an athlete, using plyometric training and different methods. So again, this is only one webinar, and it is going to be part of an online course. But I am thinking about turning this type of idea into a series. So, for example, today we have the plyometric training, and we're going to go really in depth in the next few weeks. But my idea is that in the future, if a lot of people are actually willing to do so, or if not, fuck it, I'll just do it the same. Um, we'll go and touch upon other topics, for example, max strength, power output, speed development for your athletes. And again, this webinar and this course overall is meant for, yes, S&C coaches. Definitely, if you want to, I'd love that. I'd feel really happy to have you all on board. However, mainly for coaches that are not S&C coaches per se. And what do I mean by that? I mean the technical coach, the Thai boxing coach, the the BJJ technical coach. Those type of people are the ones that I'm looking to get on board more than anything, just because the other ones that could benefit the most, because they don't have that in-depth knowledge, and having all that time with the athlete would really mean that they could use this plyometric training, the strength training, all that knowledge. They could put it all together and provide the best service possible. Now, where were I? So I'll just go and introduce myself, and I'll just wing it, to be fair. Okay, about me. So I'm a strength and conditioning coach. Uh, as you have noticed, I specialize in combat sports, and that goes from BJJ, boxing, Thai boxing, kickboxing, even taekwondo. So whatever combat sports you're in, I'd be able to probably uh, have a good look at it and say, you know what, I've got an idea, and then coach you through that. So yes, I do have experience with elite athletes, and uh, in by elite I mean world champions. I mean people that have been at the highest level of their sport, and occasionally I have been outside that combat sport world, because as an S&C coach, especially at the start in the past years, you try and really put your hands on whoever you can to show yourself, to prove a point. And recently, I have become a mentor. So this online course really is helping me as well to develop as a mentor, because that's what I'm looking to do. I think the way I perceive stuff, the way I think about stuff, can be very useful to. And this is not me trying to be arrogant, but I actually do believe that the way I see things and the way I break things down it is actually special, I want to say, and I really want other people to get to that point. So yes, this online course hopefully gets a lot of coaches on board, and hopefully after this, you'll slide in my DMs and we can get started with some coaching mentorship. Now here, there's written made a lot of mistakes, so a lot of people would think, "What the fuck is he talking about? Why would he say that on the about me?" Just because people get better as athletes, get better with mistakes and losses and all that. Coaches do the same. I think that what really made me is the mistakes I've made at the beginning. I've got them all out of the way, and I'm not saying I've made some mistakes where I basically ended people's careers, but it has helped me kind of making those mistakes at the beginning and making sure I knew what not to do in the future. So yes, I do believe that is a critical part of every coach's career and journey, and I wish I'll never stop making mistakes, because if I don't make mistakes, I've nothing to learn. If I've nothing to learn, I'm a coach that's basically done. On-field experience as well as academic. So I've been to uni. I've done all my all my courses. I've finished all that. Did I like it? Not really. I hated it, because I do think there's so much more uh, to coaching than being really good with words. I've never been a fan of words. First of all, because English is not my second language, so you'll hear me make a lot of mistakes, but I don't really care, because I'm dealing with athletes, and I've always had this opinion. In uni, they teach you a lot of crazy terms, and yeah, it's good. It's brilliant. You put your scientist cap on, and that's amazing. However, we are dealing with athletes. An athlete won't care about me. Oh, could you express more force into the ground? They will look at me as if I'm crazy, guys. So that's another thing that I really want to make sure you guys understand. It's the message and how you coach and the words you say have an impact on the athlete. No athlete will ever give a fuck if you say, "Give me more force." They want, hey, more power, and that does a job. That does a job. So yes, I have experience. I've studied. I've been on the books, head down, hours and hours and hours. But I think I've learned the most talking to a lot of really good coaches, a lot of people that have been in the industry, and again making mistakes and trying with the clients I've had, and I always get better and better and better. Anyway, going back to us, what will you learn on this course, the plyometric training course? Again, of course, we're going to go through a review of plyometric training. Then stretch shortening cycle, which is what makes up the plyometric training. Functional performance adaptations, just to make it easy and break it down to you guys. It's really what happens, or how does the athlete adapt to this type of training, or what actually happens at the base of it. Um, Specificity and transfer of training. How will that transfer afterwards to the performance, and how can we implement a lot of those techniques in training? The practical applications for athletes and coaches. Now, this is really important. I touched upon it before. We are going to really, really, really make this as specific as possible. And I really want to make an episode of this dedicated to me showing you in the gym what the exercises any coach could use, even ringside, before you start the session. Because my idea is having a lot of technical coaches really integrating the plyometric training and other stuff as well, of course. But I want people and coaches to start integrating all this beautiful world of strength and conditioning within the technical sessions. I want to see a revolution. I want to see people actually training seriously. I don't give a fuck you doing 100 push-ups in between sets. That is not going to, in between rounds. That is just you filling in the gaps. Okay, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I am really crude with the way I speak, but you are just literally not doing anything. If anything, if you're just doing all those push-ups, you could do so many other things. And I am going off topic here a little bit, but it's just to show you the importance. I want you guys to become all mini strength and conditioning coaches. At the end, we will go over exercise selection and progression, then touch upon intensity, volume, and instructional specificity. What does this big word mean? It means that I'm going to teach you how to fucking give instructions out to other people. Jump higher. Uh, the floor is lava. Stuff like that. It's really easy. But anyway, we will go through all of it. Now, we'll go over the review. What is plyometric training? Classification of exercises utilized with the scope of increasing athletes' neuromuscular qualities. That is the fancy term. The real term is uh, plyometric training is literally the act of training in an explosive way with explosive movements that are going to make you nice and bouncy and fast. Sounds quite fun and easy. Now, most common plyos, and this will hopefully make it easier for you. Jumping in general, can't make it easier. Jumping in general, it gets harder when we actually say how to jump, what we are after in terms of adaptations. But jumping in general gives you a good idea of what plyometric training is. And again, hops, bounds, drop jumps, horizontal and vertical jumps. Uh, and again, just think about the action of you moving quickly. And this doesn't have to be only lower body, but it's upper body. Why is plyometric training really important for us? This is the reason. Now, I know a lot of you might not be familiar with scientific literature and papers. However, I'll try and take you through what this graph means. Now, on the left, you have all those numbers. These are uh, all participants of the experiment they were conducting, and this is what we're looking after: sprint as a speed. So we want to measure the speed, how quick were they on a 20-meter sprint, and the agility. Hopefully, you can see my mouse because I'm going over this. Well, we'll see afterwards. And you have the pre-test and post-test, which is basically after the training they've done and after this experiment, did it improve? Did the speed improve? Did the agility improve? And of course, the number being smaller means that they've got faster, which tells us what? Guess what? All the plyometric training that has been used during this test have been successful. Progress. Look at this. Even if minimal, you want you guys, all your clients, or all you fighters, you want to be that 2%, 3% faster, quicker, more explosive. How good does that feel? Instead of going over all these all this training that might be really fancy, you want the easiest stuff to have the biggest effect on you. And if I'm giving it to you now, why not fucking do it? Plyometric training, it gets you faster and it gets you agile. Listen, what the fuck is your sport? Being fast, being agile. Talk about power, yes, but power goes into more depth. And part of power is being really, really fast. Okay, so you need plyometric training. And yeah, again, it's not only this study that has found it, because this study is a meta analysis. So basically, how do I put it? It's a lot of studies put in one under one roof and explained to you. Um, anyway, what has the science found? Increasing jump height, really good, because jump height, remember, is highly related to a stronger punch and a stronger kick. So, you want to jump higher, of course. Sprinting speed, if you can sprint faster, it means that you can train harder. If you can train harder for speed, it means you're getting faster. Well done. Change of direction. We all like a bit of change of direction because you are literally going to change direction in your sport. And to become really agile, you need to be good at changing direction. So it's all a chain, it's all connected. Running economy. Now, I'm not trying to say that every athlete should be running all the time. However, it does. Running economy is just what science has found. What I have found as a coach is that plyometric training does have an effect on total economy. Okay, what do I mean by that? That whenever you move, sorry, you are consuming less energy. Doesn't that sound like your goal? Yes, being fitter, getting on the air bike, going for miles and miles and miles of running. Do not agree with that. Is good. It will make you fitter. But if I can literally feel fitter by my body moving so efficiently, it doesn't have to consume a lot of energy. oh, that's gold for me. I don't have to have all that impact from running. So I hope you're getting my point here. And again, the last one: punching power, kicking velocity, and kicking power. This, I know this sounds too good to be true because you're like, oh my god, plyometric training can do all this. Sign me up. Implications, limitations, considerations. Yes. So the some of the considerations and limitation implications are listed here below. Just to go over a little bit. Understanding. A lot of people don't really go over plyometric training because they don't understand it. Or some people do implement plyometric training, but do I really agree? If you don't know a lot about it. Uh, I had a spelling mistake here, so I do apologise. I meant to say starting strength. So again, if you do your plyometric training, what was your baseline of strength? General population. What do you do with your clients if your general population are not elite athletes? The training age, because depending on the training age, you might have to change the way you prescribe exercises. And again, exercises selection. That's something we're going to touch upon as well in this course, because different exercises do different things. Okay, a drop jump will not do the same thing as a pogo, and you will know what those are in the future. Underlying mechanisms. So if I say stretch shortening cycle, do you really know what that is? No, and it could help you understand the whole process better, and it goes very well with physiology, the physiology behind it. The I don't know, the periodization and the programming of plyometric exercises. I will not program plyometrics in the same way for everyone. For example, close to fight, I will never go high in reps, or not too high in reps anyway, because certain things happen to your body and you don't want to fatigue it too much. You want to actually decrease fatigue, and you want to go with different, again, exercise selection. You want to go with a different type of exercise that will produce a great amount of forces. So it's going to be faster, a little bit more intense, or a lot more intense, and won't have the same amount of volume. Okay. What else? What is there here? The carryover to your sport. So, that exercise that I'm talking about really help your performance as a Thai boxer, a BJJ fighter, a wrestling fighter, a taekwondo fighter, because they all work the same type of stuff. However, you need slightly different exercises at slightly different times. Okay, so these are all topics that we are going to cover in this online course, and so I'm impressed because this is the first take, and I hopefully didn't make a lot of mistakes. If I did, I'm sorry, but I am human. I can't wait to get started with this course because I feel like everyone's going to learn from this, myself too. Um, So yes, I hope that everyone enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, you know where to find me: Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. If you go and get hold of that, and yes, I'm here to help, and I hope I'll get most of you guys involved, because the whole world needs plyometric training. Okay, in one way or another. But it would really benefit all of you technical coaches as well. Imagine a world where all you technical coaches are able to prescribe exercises because you have the knowledge. Okay, and you prescribe the exercises to you guys just before the session, after the sessions. Then, if you're with me for a long time, you know what are the right warm ups to do, because that's a whole different topic, and we can go and talk for ages about this. But even the warm-ups, I see some fucking horrible stuff, guys. Every Thai boxing and BJJ gym, like, you guys just go dive in, 10 minutes of skipping rope. What the fuck? I'm sorry, yeah, but there's, as an S&C coach, that frustrates me a lot. So I'm here to hopefully give you guys a second job, and turn you into the best coaches possible. And for you athletes listening, it's time to take responsibility of your own training. And this means by learning a bit more, which you're doing already. If you're here already, that's the first step. Just make sure you keep going and you get signed up. Okay. Anyway, thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you later.